There you go. What's up, everybody? You are tuned in to the Arrowhead Chief Podcast post game show. We're here to recap the game. We just coming off of a win, tough, hard fought win against the LA Chargers. It was a crazy game, a lot to unpack. Before we unpack everything, I want to give a shout out to every morning quarterback. If you want to check them out, my podcast is on there. Every morning quarterback, emqpodcast.com. You can go on there, go into the locker room section, um, click on that. You can find my Arrowhead Chief, our Arrowhead Chief podcast tab. Click on it, and we'll be right there. So shout out to them. All right, fellas, let's talk about it, man. We are here coming off of a win.
Yes.
Kansas City wins 27-24. By the way, I did predict that score. Should have bet that. Should have bet that, but neither here nor there. But coming off of a win, hard fought win. What's going on, Clarence?
Hey man, it's a lot to unpack. I'm happy, you know what I'm saying, but there's definitely a lot to unpack. Let's get into it.
And we also brought in a special guest, my homie Ty. He has his own channel himself where he talks about Chief stuff. He talks about other everything. Sports Talk with T. Check him out. he's on YouTube. Check him out. He's also on Twitter with Sports Talk with T. Hit him up. Follow him on all social media platforms. So, what's going on, Ty?
Yeah, man. What a hard fought win. I was definitely on the edge of my seat all game, screaming at the defense. But when we needed a play, they made it. So I guess at the end of the night, I can be a little frustrated with the defense, but definitely not upset with them because obviously they made the plays when they needed to be made. And thanks for having me as well.
Oh no problem, man. Had to return the favor. You had me on your show a couple times, so you know I had to return. So let's go into it, man. Thoughts of the game, man. What are your thoughts? Go ahead, Ty. Since you the guest, you go first.
All right, my thoughts on the game. There was a lot of missed tackles on the defense. The offensive line to me did not play to their potential. They were not controlling the line of scrimmage, as me and Clarence talked before we came in this video, but they were not controlling the line of scrimmage at all. Nick Bosa the Bosa brother was getting whatever he wanted. Obviously, Khalil Mack was getting basically whatever he wanted, and then that opened things up for guys in the middle of their defense as well on that defensive line to get things going. So yeah, it was just the defense to me did not play great. The offensive line definitely played below expectations because we do expect them to be a top 5 offensive line. I thought Mahomes was getting hit way too much tonight. Yeah. And not only was he not getting hit, was he getting hit? He was having to evade the rush a lot, which he's really good at, thankfully, because if he was not, they easily could have had 4 or 5 sacks easily. But since he evaded the rush like he did, obviously that helped the Chiefs' offensive line out tremendously.
I agree. Go ahead, Clarence.
All right. First and foremost, I want to say shout out to Guy Brown, put me on the shirt. It was a rocky match tonight. You know what I'm saying? Anytime that you have offensive line for us that allows for a Bosa, as Ty mentioned, a Khalil Mack, to get off and to just control the game within itself, like. I put out one tweet, and the one tweet said we need to run the football to get an offensive line an opportunity to fire off the ball. If the offensive line can fire off the ball and not be reactionary so much, it wouldn't allow for Khalil Mack and Bosa and Derwin James to get into rhythm and to get to Patrick as much. I like where the offense has always been with the spread concept of being able to line up multiple receivers, but sometimes you have to play smash mouth football, and that's what this game was needing from the Chiefs was smash mouth football. When you look at the stats from the game, and the Chargers are controlling the clock, and they finished with 33 minutes to our 26. You go and you look at the passing yards, 326 for the Chargers, 226 for us. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these things could have been controlled better, if we just would have established a run game early in the game. You know, that's what I was telling you earlier this week was I felt like they would jump out on us, but I felt like it would just be simply because we were establishing something on offense to run the football to let them know this is how we're playing this game today. Defensively, you know, we need to learn how to tackle.
Yeah.
Period. Plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? Willie Gay is too fast, so he'll fly past a play and not make it. And then you see guys with Austin Eckler, like they're diving at his feet. Like, what the fuck are y'all diving at this man's feet? Hit him.
Right.
Square up and just hit him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that within itself just drove me fucking nuts tonight. I love the fact that Justin Herbert picked on the rookie Watson so much. I love that because, number one, it got him actual game reps. And you saw his confidence slowly growing as the game went on. And then, boom, pick six. You know what I mean? So shout out to Watson for getting that confidence, getting that game experience. I think he's going to grow and he's going to be better. And in the end, I just have to tip my hat to fucking Justin Herbert, man. Like, that dude is a dog to be able to take that shot, take them shots, and still be able to make that key throw down the field to try to cut that lead, man. You know, that's not going to be a tough injury to deal with for him. That flight back to Cali, you know, with that bad rib, with them bad ribs, or whatever that injury is. I just pray that he gets healthy, but a dub is a dub, man, and all these games in the AFC West are going to be like this all season, I feel like. So, floor is all yours.
Yeah, I agree, man. Everything you guys said, you guys pretty much covered it. Bad tackling. The first half was just atrocious on both sides of the football. The name of the game was the trenches, both sides. We weren't getting no pressure from Chris Jones, Frank Clark, none. Justin Herbert did whatever he wanted. Spags, he just refuses to put help over the top for Mike Williams. You got young rookie corners out there. You got a young rookie out there, Jalen Watson covering Mike Williams, and you're not giving him no help over the top. Like, you got to help your guys out. And finally, in the second half, he finally made the adjustments to do that. He stopped letting Mike Williams kill him, but still. And then, like you said, Clarence, with the tackling, Austin, how many times has Austin Eckler should have had yards for loss, and Willie Gage just flies right past him,
right by him,
man.
And it's like, come on, man, you got to calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
They get too excited, and then they run, and they miss the tackle, and Austin Eckler is running, 12, 15 yards down the field. It's like they got this is definitely a measuring stick of that they got to take this game and learn from this.
Absolutely.
Because I'm not gonna sit here and lie. We got some breaks, man. That Asante Samuel pick that was dropped. That was close.
Huge, man. Yeah.
It was close.
Yeah.
The Jalen Watson in pick six, that was crucial to that win. Yes. The Justin Watson touchdown, that was
yes, absolutely. I feel like personally, we know what these skill players can do as far as that wide receiver room goes, the tight ends. And another thing, like, where was Jody at all game? Like, they had him playing primarily special teams. They put him out there for one play on offense. Pat doesn't put air into that ball.
Yeah, he should have
put it high.
Absolutely. But that doesn't get away from what I felt when you have guys like Isaiah Pacheco and you have a Clyde and a Jerick McKinnon, guys that can get up the middle and make key gains. You have to establish that in this type of ball game, in this type of atmosphere. You don't have to stay with it the entire game, but you have to let them know, hey, listen, man,
we're going to run the ball.
When we need to get grimy and get some tough, hard yards and take the air out of the ball, we can do it and be successful.
Right.
But maybe that's
Exactly.
just the growth of this offense over the course of the season. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. This offense definitely needs to take this and learn from it, because Travis Kelsey was pretty much non-existent. He made a few big catches,
Mm-hmm.
but he was pretty much non-existent
Mm-hmm.
tonight. Juju was
Juju
non-existent tonight.
non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
MVS was non like McCole made some
Mm-hmm.
catches, but
Mm-hmm.
this is what people were talking about in the
Mm-hmm.
offseason with no
Mm-hmm.
Tyreek Hill is that these guys are going to
Mm-hmm.
have to get open.
Yep. And
Yeah,
they struggled tonight for sure.
absolutely.
And
Well, and
it wasn't all on them. It was the offensive line not getting
Yeah.
yes,
Pat
yeah,
time to throw the football. Probably
yeah,
if he had a little bit more time,
The route
not
develops more.
the routes would have probably developed more. Juju probably would have got open a little bit
absolutely.
more. Things of that nature.
And this goes back to them running the football.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
have to establish that identity on the ground.
Yeah.
That's the key for them to win this division. That's the key to them to potentially have to go on the road and play in the playoffs. They have to be able to run this football. Everything
Most
can't be on
definitely.
Pat. It cannot be on Pat.
I
It
agree.
kind of reminds me of last year when they put everything on Pat earlier in the year, and we seen what happened. They started to alleviate that a little bit throughout the year. Then obviously we got to the AFC Championship again. So I
Yes,
definitely agree with that.
yes.
Yeah,
This
it's
everybody went out and paid big money for defense. Aside from, like we were saying, Chris, aside from Devontae in Las Vegas and Russ in Denver, like, dude, everybody stacked up on defense. Even Las Vegas got it. You know, like everybody is trying to get defense to stop 15.
mhm.
Yep.
You know,
Trying to
so
get
give
extra
them
pass rushers and
absolutely, absolutely. And you think teams are not going to copycat what the Chargers did tonight? Like,
Yeah.
this won't
we'll
be the
see
last
that down
time.
the road again.
Absolutely. Gotta run the
Now,
fucking football, man.
now, the good thing is we won't see a great pass rush like this on every
Yeah.
team, you know,
Absolutely.
and that's going to be the difference between the Chargers and maybe even the Buffalo Bills when we face them because we're going to have to deal with Von Miller,
Mm-hmm.
in their pass rush. But definitely things to fix. This offensive line's got to get it together.
Mm-hmm.
Orlando Brown, like he was okay. He wasn't
Mm-hmm.
terrible. Like Khalil Mack, he had his pressures, but he didn't really get no sacks tonight. So that's a good thing. But still, with Khalil Mack and Bosa getting pressure, it was allowing those middle linebackers to come up the middle. And Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith, I hate to say it, they was getting their lunch eat today.
Yeah,
They was
they
getting
were.
beat
I
up.
mean, straight up the middle. Like when I seen Creed getting beat, I was like, "Are you fucking serious right now?"
Yeah.
Like Creed, I expected that from Wiley, but
Yeah, me
damn, to
too.
see Creed
Definitely.
getting that work, like
Yeah,
this
Creed.
is man.
This wasn't one of the better games for those two tonight.
No,
Yeah.
and it's
No
not.
doubt.
I can give it 50-50, you
Yeah,
know, and say it's part them and it's part the play calling because, like I said, once this team was they had the potential to be one of the best run blocking teams in the league. That's what we were saying this offseason when we looked
right,
at
right.
Trey and Creed and Orlando and Tooney on the left guard. Like we felt that. So why not allow them to get that going? You know, Andy can lean on it a little bit, man. They don't have to stay spread heavy
Spread
and
offense.
yes, you can go conventional and put Pat under center and
Yeah,
give him the ability to play action from there.
I
And
Right.
agree.
imagine what a play
But
action
that
from
could
under
open up.
center and taking that drop does. Like it changes everything.
Yeah,
It changes
yeah,
everything.
yeah. And it just like the first drive, 3rd and 1, they do a sweep with McCole Hardman. Like,
Yep.
won't you just run it up the middle? It's third and
That
one.
that frustrates me a lot too. I feel like they need to run the ball in between the tackles a lot more. And
Mhm.
we got like a 3-headed monster, and that's what
Yeah.
confused me because you look at Allaire, obviously had that huge run, but
Hmm.
he had eight carries for 77 yards and
Mhm.
4 catches for 44 yards. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't slander Clyde Edwards-Helaire a little bit,
Mhm.
but I think we got to put more on his shoulders, man, because
Hmm.
he
Absolutely.
he can be that guy. He really
He's
can
ready
be.
for it.
He's
ready
ready.
for that moment.
He
He's
he is
definitely ready.
he is head and shoulders running away as the best running back in
Running
the
back,
sport
yeah.
right now.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
you can tell the fire in him. He knows that this season is very crucial for him,
Mhm.
for the Chiefs. If they pick up this 50-year option,
Mhm.
or if they decide to move on, he's going to get paid somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
I
yeah,
mean, you think about um, last year how everybody just piled on him for them fumbles, man, and you can see like
yeah,
he hears it.
He was
He
carrying the
remembers
ball with
it.
2 hands tonight.
Yes, man. Until he broke out, and he made sure he was clear before he took that second hand off. Like he hears all of it. He knows he wants to be that guy, you know. And I think it's time to lean on him a little bit and give Pat a break, just a
Yep.
smidgen, just a smidgen.
Because when I look over at the other sideline, I see Austin Eckler, and I see a guy in Clyde Edwards-Helaire who has a lot of similarities. I mean, there's smaller guys, shorter guys, low to the ground, very shifty, can break out of tackles, can make guys miss. I feel like he needs to be used more in that kind of role too,
Mm-hmm.
I
and not
agree.
just on screen passes. I'm getting sick of all the screens we were running
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
Not just on screen passes. When he ran that one route and cut back in the middle, that was a crispy cut.
Like, where's the Texas routes? You know,
Exactly.
you can put Jerick McKinnon on a Texas route, or hell, you can even put Clyde in that situation, and Clyde is gonna make a play. You've seen him run over Derwin James tonight. Like, be more creative with the backs. You know
Yeah.
that you let go of Reek so you can grow all these
Open
other
up. Yep.
positions and all these other players. So put it on their shoulders. Let them. If we lose a game because we're trying to evolve players, that's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That growth and that experience outweighs everything that happens in one game. You know, I hope it's against like the Colts or somebody, but shit, man, we got to find out what we have. This is a
Exactly.
long season, man.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, we'll be on 15.
Yeah.
You can't be. That's for
No,
sure.
it
Because
cannot.
we've seen it. Like I said last year,
Mhm.
and it's not Mahomes' fault, but you just can't put the game on one guy. I mean, even look at the Chargers; they were getting Austin Eckler involved a lot,
Mhm.
and they do that a lot. He
Yes,
led
they
the
do.
league in rushing touchdowns last
Yep.
year. So we need to get the run game going.
What was
Yeah.
that?
Sure.
What did they say that stretch was? It was like he had what 9 touchdowns in 4
In
games.
4
last year?
games on prime time.
It's insane, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So
Shit.
let's move on to what are you guys' key moments of the game?
I would say the Jalen Watson pick six for sure. I mean, that changed the whole complexion of this game.
Mhm.
Because they were going to score a touchdown on that drive if he doesn't get a pick six.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
no faith that the defense would have stopped them 3
Yeah.
more times after that.
Mm.
And one thing I want to add, because I was just reading this on Facebook a little bit before I got in here, Jalen Watson was working at Wendy's 3 years ago, and he was trying to figure out how he could continue playing football. Obviously, I'm so glad that he, was able to find that way and able to make it to where he is today. I just think that's a really good story.
Yeah, most definitely.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely.
How about you, Clarence?
Yeah, I would have to agree with that Jalen Watson pick. Like that was a huge swing. I mean, that for him to be able to make that play in that moment, they're driving, they got the momentum on their side. Like that one was the dagger.
Yeah.
That one put them at a different place in the game. Like we're still trailing. We're down by 2 scores again. Like here we go. We have to try to dig out of this hole. It's late in the game. That was a huge dagger, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you guys. And it was funny on that play, because Everett, he was tired. He was trying to come out of the game.
Yep, I see that too.
But they was doing a rush up to the line. He had to stay in the game. And you could tell when he ran the route, he ran it like half-assed. Like it was like he was so winded.
Yeah.
And so Jalen credence to Jalen Watson, he read it and he baited. He baited Herbert. He really did. He jumped in front of it. And man,
that was that tempo. That tempo came to bite them in their ass. If you notice, after every running play, it was tempo. After every running play, tempo. And then they throw it, then they huddle.
Yeah. And then after that, and it seemed after that the momentum shifted.
Oh yeah.
And the defense started playing a lot better. Chris Jones, had a couple sacks. Frank Clark was making pressure.
Getting pressure.
George got that pressure.
George had a really good game. He
did.
He was in the backfield several
A
times.
lot.
Yes, he did.
We got.
Absolutely.
I love George, man. This kid's got something, man. This kid has got something.
Absolutely.
He could be special.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he can.
I was a little disappointed in the safeties tonight as well.
Yeah,
I thought Juan, not so much Juan,
it was
more so Reed.
Yeah.
He was late on plays and
Yeah.
diagnosing and getting there in a hurry.
Fenton
was not good tonight.
Yeah.
But you know what? I figured they was gonna try to get that matchup, Mike Williams over the smaller corner,
and
that's what they do. And Fenton is very aggressive. He has to be aggressive. He has to overcompensate for his size.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it just.
I feel like if they would have kept Watson on him late in the game, I don't know. I don't know how that would have played out. But he's a little bit more rangy, and you can just see his confidence just building all night. And Mike was chirping at him a little bit in that first half, and none of it fazed him. You know what I mean?
He responded.
He was just like, all right, I'm going to give you this work then. You know what I'm saying? So,
and
shout out to Watson, bro.
In the future, when you see Fenton struggle like that, maybe you need to put Joshua Williams out there and help out.
Absolutely,
I agree 1,000%.
He had a great camp, and even preseason, he's very good in coverage. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I think if you had put Joshua Williams over there by Mike Williams, I think he would have fared a little bit better.
Because all you asking is just, that and just to slow him down a little bit, just get your hands in his face when he's trying to catch the ball and contest a couple of them shits. You know what I'm saying? Just to fuck with his head a little bit.
Yeah, because some of those catches were just great catches and great throws.
Especially that one-handed catch.
That touchdown, that was just a great throw. L'Jarius Sneed, you can't ask L'Jarius Sneed to cover that
any better.
Yeah.
That was just a hell of a catch.
Absolutely.
So, who is your guys' player of the game?
Player of the game? Ooh, I'm going to go with Chris Jones. Look, I know he had a quiet first half, but I think he stepped up when we needed it. He got that sack, which obviously pinned him back. They had to punt the ball. And then he stopped Eckler. I believe it was Eckler on that third or fourth down, which was key. So I feel like Chris Jones deserves some love for player of the game. I'm going to go with Chris Jones.
Go ahead, Clarence.
I want to take a 1A and 1B if I can.
Go ahead.
I want to give my 1A to Watson, 3-5, because I like that he battled all game, and this is huge for him over the next 15 games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like how he fought, stayed resilient. He just kept with it, and then boom, he gets a pick six. Confidence is through the roof going to Indy, so I give him 1A, and 1B has to go to Justin Watson for that catch. You know what I mean? Like, he's been making plays, man. That sideline catch where he drugged the toe going out of bounds. It was just like a little short, 6-yard pass or whatever. But he drug him. He stuck the landing, got out. He's just been making plays consistently. Every time Pats look for him, he's made a play.
He's made the play.
You know what I'm saying? He's making plays.
Yeah.
So I give it to him. I give it to my 1A and 1B.
Watsons.
The Watsons, absolutely. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Also agree with you guys. I'm gonna go with Jalen Watson because, like I said in the beginning, without that pick six, we might not win this game.
We're having a whole different conversation.
We might be sitting up here sad, looking down, and
fuck yeah,
But it's games like this comes down to one or two plays, man.
It really does.
It always comes down to one or two plays. It's an interception. It's a drop pick. It's it's a blown coverage. It's always
whether it's a bad call sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes a bad call. Whether it goes our way.
Recovery.
Yeah. It is always one or two plays that just decides these type of games, and that's why I had my score so close, my prediction, because I'm like, dude, these games are always drama.
Close,
It's always intense. It's never we never play the Chargers, and it's like, woo, it's never like last week.
Right.
Even when they weren't that good, going back a
Yeah.
couple years ago, Justin Herbert had that scratch start because of
Mhm.
Tyrod
Punctured
Taylor getting a
lung.
punctured
Yeah.
lung.
Yeah.
So and Herbert played well in that game. They played as
Yep.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if Herbert doesn't throw that dumb pick and he runs for the first down, we might have lost
Mhm.
that game.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it once again, like I said, shout out to the Chiefs. You know,
Mhm.
they never wavered. One thing
No.
about this Chiefs team is even when it's ugly, and
Mhm.
if they keep it close,
Mhm.
they're never down and
They-
out. You never
Yep.
see them waver. You know, you
Yep.
never see them on the sideline yelling at each other or
Yep.
pushing each other or Patrick
Mhm.
Mahomes is off to the side by himself, not associating with his players or whatever.
Like
Yep.
some Aaron Rodgers stuff.
Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers or Kyler Murray, but
Mhm.
you always see him. He's next play. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Mhm.
Next this,
Mhm.
let's get
Be
it, let's get
ready.
it. So
Absolutely.
even when he messed up, because like I said, there were some throws to the. Sometimes I don't know if you feel like this, but sometimes Pat will throw the football and there'll be nobody in the
Yeah.
vicinity,
Yeah.
and I'll be like, "Who was he throwing it to?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
somebody run the wrong route or
Yeah.
something?"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Oh, I thought he was going. Oh, you wasn't going that. Oh, pardon me.
Yeah.
Hey, next time run that with him.
it was like he did that a few times today. It was
Yeah.
like, who was he throwing to on that play?
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought I definitely thought that a few times as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It was definitely one of those games where you're just like, you got to turn off Twitter. You can't panic.
Yes. Stay off the
You know what I'm
phone.
saying? You can't. You just gotta stay with it, see what they're doing, and they're gonna find a way. I mean, I know it's been such a high turnover, but they won a Super Bowl, man. The core of that team is Super Bowl champs. They know how to win. They know how to get it done.
mhm.
This is just this game tonight, and maybe the Raiders when they play the Raiders, but
And
this game,
probably the Bills too.
The
yeah,
Bills,
definitely the
definitely.
Bills. Um, but just speaking about in this division, like
Oh yeah.
you're gonna see just how impactful and how important these games are. Because when Justin Herbert got hit, man, like I was like, he's done. He's not
That's
coming
what I
back.
thought too.
You know what I'm saying? And for him to come back, get that rollout to the right, and can barely throw and just throw it to the dirt, and then the next play come right back and fire a dart to DeAndre Carter, like.
hmm
That just goes to show you how pivotal these fucking games in the AFC West are gonna be. Like it's
All of them.
it's gonna be a dog fight, man. It's gonna be a dog fight.
Yeah, that's why I said it's going to be a magnifying glass on this division, man. Every game that it's
These are
Chiefs,
all like playoff games.
yeah,
Yes,
Chiefs, Raiders,
yes,
Chiefs,
yes,
Broncos, whatever. Because
yes.
don't be fooled by that first game by the Broncos.
Exactly.
They will get better.
Exactly. Yes, they are.
They
Yes, they
will get better.
are. I agree with
I
that.
definitely think they'll get better. I still question their coach a little bit just because he's a rookie
Mhm,
head coach. So
mhm,
I mean, I think when it comes down to it in the games, decisions like we seen Monday,
mhm,
I
mhm.
think he'll learn though, obviously.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's
But
gonna put the ball back in Russ's hands.
yeah,
No,
you
You
got to
know?
keep the ball in Russ's hands. I couldn't
Absolutely.
believe that.
Absolutely. This is gonna be a good year, but it's gonna come with a lot of losing
Ugly wins.
voices and headaches and
Mhm.
just fucking
It ain't-
wanting to pull your hair out. Just
yeah,
lose it, man. It's
yeah.
gonna drive us nuts.
Look, Sunday was great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was. That was
It was
yeah.
Yeah.
stress free.
Yeah.
Now the gauntlet starts.
Yeah. Yeah. Now the gauntlet starts, man. And shout out to Amazon Prime for that fucking intro. That shit was fire.
Yeah, it was.
When
It
they
was.
pulled the
was.
clock and they was showing everything detailed, like I was like, "Oh, I'm with this shit. That's
Yeah.
dope." You know what I'm saying?
They did a pretty good job. They did.
I
pretty
like
good.
the
good.
broadcasting team too.
Yeah.
Herb
Yeah.
Street and Al Michaels. I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good combination. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it was very unbiased.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
sometimes you get these broadcasters and
Yeah.
commentators, and you could just tell they so biased.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like Dan Fouts, every time he would do him and Ian Eagle, man.
Iron Eagle.
I used to hate that broadcast.
That's
They were
Dan
so
Fouts,
biased.
Me too, man.
He'd just be like, "Damn, will you please go sit your ass down somewhere, please, man?
And
We
I
don't
know,
need to hear about charges no more."
and I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I'm not the biggest Tony Romo fan. Tony gets on my nerves.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
is.
I liked Romo at first, but yeah, here of recent, I think he's kind of built like I guess a big head because I'm a good broadcaster.
Right.
Like I give him his credit. He be calling the plays and what they
Yeah,
doing. He do
yeah,
that. That's great.
yeah,
But sometimes
yeah,
he get on my nerves when he be like,
yeah.
"Oh, this might have been a hold."
Yeah.
Like, shut up, Tony. Shut
Straight
up.
up, man.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah. Hell yeah. But I mean, that intro was dope since they was rolling out their first Thursday night game.
Yeah.
They're not gonna do that for everybody because everybody's not the Chiefs.
Exactly. They chose a really good first game to represent Amazon Prime, man. You
Yeah,
could have
because
chose a better game.
do you see the game next week? It's Brissett versus Mitchell Trubisky. Oh my god, who wants to see that game?
For real.
Yeah,
See, they had to bring him up. They had to start off
Right.
hot.
right.
They're like-
Yeah.
We gonna
'Cause I'm
slide.
telling you right
We
now,
gonna
that
slide
game
this game in.
Man, that game, you talking about a 13-6 ball game. That game gonna be ugly and physical as
No
shit.
touchdowns gonna be
None, zero. A lot of running, a lot of defense, man.
I'm calling it Kareem Hunt, 150 yards.
You
Baby.
know what I'm saying? I feel for
Nick
Pittsburgh
Chubb,
and Browns fans.
125.
Yeah. You want to go to the game? No, we can just go sit
No.
on the fucking couch and watch this. Ain't nobody finna go out there tonight. You know, somebody want to go to the dog pound and watch that raggedy game, man.
Fall asleep.
Like, come on.
For real.
Everybody can't be the Chiefs, dog.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. Everybody can't be us.
So going forward, what are some things that you would like to see corrected from the Chiefs going forward?
I'll let you go first, Tom.
All right, I'm gonna start with the tackling for sure. For sure, we got to see the tackling be better, and that's no matter who we're playing.
Mhm.
That's no matter who we're playing, but especially in these pivotal games like tonight, we got to see the tackling better. Willie Gay missed a few tackles. I thought Nick Bolton actually did pretty well tonight with the tackles, but
Yeah, he
Willie
did.
Gay was like, man, I've been really high on him throughout the offseason, really pumping him up. And then to see this was kind of disappointing. I'm not going to lie. But I think like you said earlier, Chris, I think he was just so hyped up. You could see it. He's running at Austin Eckler full speed. And Eckler just do a little sidestep real quick. And bam, he just went right by him. But yeah, definitely want to see the tackling. The offensive line, I think, has got to play better. I think they got to control the line of scrimmage, like we've been talking about. Obviously, running the ball will definitely help that. But Andrew Wiley, this was a guy that I talked about. I think the Chiefs need to replace him this offseason. There was a few guys out there that I liked, but obviously they stuck with him. I want to see him play better because the organization is really high on him. The coaching staff is. So you just got to show us that, especially in these big games with the big matchups.
Yeah, Lucas Niang, will be probably pivotal later in the season. Hopefully he can come back healthy, because, people was dogging Lucas Niang, but I thought as time went on, he started playing better than me. That's just me.
Especially that Bengals game where he got hurt.
Yeah, that right side was secure, man.
Yeah.
People say what they want, but he did his job in pass pro.
Yeah, I had no problem with Lucas Niang. I thought he was.
Yeah, me neither.
He's a big dude. He's not no small. That's a big boy.
Yes,
and he's an athlete. He moves very well for a big boy.
Yeah.
So
somebody that big should not move that fast.
No.
I think Andrew Wiley is best suited to be like a swing.
Yes,
I agree.
Plug and play in emergency situations, but to ask him to do this full time, that's unfair to him. He was on that line that in the Super Bowl in Tampa. So, he was the only one to survive that.
Yeah.
So that speaks volumes, but at the same time, he's more set to be a swing guy.
Swing tackle or guard even.
Yes, absolutely. He should not be a full-time guy out there,
And I want to see Spags adjust his game plan early, man. Like
don't wait till the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he got to understand, man, you got rookies out there, bro. Even if Trent McDuffie was out there, that's a rookie, man. Like, you got to help your young guys out because this is a young defense. Even with Nick Bolton, Willie Gay, those are young dudes, man. They're young. And
Legarius is still young.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's one of the elders defensemen. Like
yes.
Fenton is young, so
yes. Thornhill, first full time as a starter. You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Even the
So-
defensive line's got some young guys. Mike
Yes,
Dana,
yeah,
George Karlaftis.
yes.
But
Very much.
I just want them to get this line of scrimmage better on both sides of the football. I want Nick Chris Jones and Dunlap and Frank Clark and the boys. They need to get going early.
Not to cut you off, but Dunlap's been consistent, man.
He has. No, he
He's
has.
making plays, dog.
He does in the run in the pass game.
Yep,
Yes.
running the pass game.
Yes, he's impacting shit.
He is. He almost got there a few times on Herbert.
Yeah.
And Dana's been doing pretty good too. He's actually getting better in his pass rushing moves and stuff.
Yeah.
Because he was the one that hit Herbert, which was a clean hit.
It was clean.
Hit. It was a clean hit. Just
except for that pass that they threw out to the flat. Where he was running around like he didn't know where the hell to go. He was like, oh shit, where the ball?
He was lost.
It is. Where the fuck? I just saw that ball go this way.
Yeah.
You know. Then they heard him pull him out. Come on over here, Dan. Come on. You know. But he did good, man. He was solid.
But definitely the tackling. And that was my first. That's been our frustration with this team and this defense is the tackling. And we thought it was going to get better with these young guys, these hitters.
So, I mean, let me ask y'all this. So, like, did you guys do any like pre-draft scouting, or did you look at like Trent in college or Joshua Williams? Like,
I think I looked more after the Chiefs drafted him because I didn't want to look at a whole bunch of guys and then end up the Chiefs not drafting them. But I really liked Joshua Williams, man.
So was I mean primarily in college, was he a zone corner or was he more man?
I thought he was more man.
Yeah,
he was playing at Fayetteville Fayetteville State or something like that.
Yeah, that's it.
So I mean, that only begs to ask, if you got guys that are primarily used to being in man to man, that first half, they primarily stayed in zone.
Yeah.
And 10 yards off the receiver.
Man, like they could have manned up everything. That's what Spags loves to do any damn way is man up everything. So why not come out and just man across the board and say, we're living and dying in this defense. Like we going to be physical with them. Like you said, set the tone at the line of scrimmage. Setting the tone at the line of scrimmage reverberates across everything. Like, the secondary has to be aggressive. The linebackers have to be aggressive. The running backs are aggressive on offense. Like, when you're trying to establish that line of scrimmage, everything has to be in aggressive mode. So, I mean, I get it. Maybe they were just trying to fill the Chargers out since Keenan was out, and they wasn't used to what it would look like with Keenan out in addition to DeAndre Carter. But damn, man, don't give them so many easy windows to throw to because Herbert's a dog. Herbert can sling that thing, man. He was fine in them zones and just think. Y'all gonna
do you guys think that when it's early in the season, do you think Andy holds back sometimes?
I definitely do. Yeah,
I do.
Like, do you think he holds his cards a little bit? Like,
he's let me tuck this for later.
I don't want to show this. We're gonna tuck this for later.
Here's a prime example. They came out. And they had 4 wide receivers to the right side and 1 on the other on the left side. There was 4 to the right of Pat, and the play got called dead because they said I think it was a false start or something. But you could see the Chargers like, what the fuck is this? It's Travis close to the line, and then you got Juju, MVS, and Cole, 4 guys on one side. They didn't expect to see that out of us. That formation just completely threw them because you could see them communicating like who you got, what it confused them completely. So absolutely he's holding stuff back to see what they're gonna do and their reactions to it. Absolutely.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, all right, fellas. Well, coming off this win, hey, we could breathe easy for 14 days.
2-0. Pat's got 7 touchdowns, 0 picks. So.
Yeah, we'll take it. Pat wasn't the cleanest Pat game, but you know what? That is all right. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pro Football Focus is probably going to have him at number 20 this week.
Don't even
Yeah,
get me started.
he's gonna be behind some backup quarterbacks.
You know what I'm
this
saying?
He's gonna be
He'll be
100.
behind Matt Amendola.
week.
Yeah.
So
Especially
Yeah.
if Josh lights it up Monday night. If Josh lights it up Monday night against
He's
the
number
Titans,
one.
oh God.
I hope he's going to throw 4 picks and 3 touchdowns, and they still going to make him number
It-
1.
Yeah. It was funny because when last Thursday, when that dropped pick happened with Josh Allen, I'm sitting there thinking, and how many times did that happen to Patrick Mahomes last year? And nobody took into account that the receiver dropped the ball. It just drives me crazy.
They was like, "Oh, he's throwing all these picks."
Yeah, all these turnovers. He's been figured out, and all this and that. And
Oh yeah, it'll be bad tomorrow on the national stage for sure.
Oh yeah, most definitely. They're gonna be like, "Oh, the Chargers should have won that game."
Yeah.
they're gonna find
the
some
Chargers
call
closing the gap.
somewhere. Yeah.
So
I
Justin
can already
Herbert.
hear it now.
Closing the gap.
So
They're gonna be like,
but-
they stayed with the Chiefs when Keenan Allen was out.
Yeah.
I can already hear
And they're
that.
not really close. Like that's the thing about this team. Like nobody in this division, scratch that. Nobody in the AFC West could beat this team if they were all the way dialed in and everything's working as soundly as it should. If that run game is going, if the receivers know where Pat wants them to be on the scramble, rollout, nobody can fucking beat them. Like, just period in the story. Like, they struggle because of themselves.
They do.
Right.
It's not a thing where they struggle because they don't have the talent or they're not prepared. No, they beat themselves.
A lot of times.
Every time that they play, they beat themselves. And you can't say that for any other team in the AFC. You just can't.
I agree.
It's the Chiefs, and then it's everybody else in the AFC. And until they do it,
Until they show us.
Yep. You can huff and puff and get all the pieces in the offseason that you want. You got to beat them. Ric Flair said, what did Flair used to say? To
beat the man, you got to beat the man. Woo!
Nobody did it yet.
Yeah.
Styling and profiling. Baby.
No, but yeah, but hard fought win. But nevertheless, a dub is a dub. We don't care about style points. This ain't college football.
For sure.
It's all about the W's. You know,
absolutely.
So 2-0, and we're heading to Indianapolis next Sunday.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be doing the preview show probably on Tuesday. Me and Clarence. I want to give a shout out to Ty for coming on the show, man.
Sir.
Thanks for coming on.
Anytime.
Bro.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Check him out, man. Sports Talk with T on YouTube, man. Check him out. Follow him on Twitter, Instagram, and on TikTok. Hit him up, man.
He got the gas for you. Yes, sir.
Good content.
For sure. Yes, we do.
So, well, if you are a new time listener or watcher of the Arrowhead Chief podcast, you can find us on all streaming apps: Apple, Google, Stitcher, Breaker, all of them. If you whatever you use and listen to your podcast on, Arrowhead Chief podcast is on.
We got that.
Also, if you want to follow us on any social media, you can follow us on Chief Podcast on all social medias: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You can follow us on Facebook. We will follow you back. You're not Hollywood over here. We just Chiefs fans just like y'all, man.
Absolutely.
So hope you guys have a good night. Hope y'all enjoyed the live, and we are gone.
Till next time.